with the election coming up, and obviously all the talk about the integrity of the vote and the integrity of the ballot system, what should we be doing right now to protect the right to vote and make sure that this is fair and just?
Well, I think everybody wants a fair election. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You want a fair election. You want to make sure your vote is counted. You want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to vote. And I think what we're doing here in the Commonwealth is important, is to be able to vote from home. You should be able to vote from home if you feel unsafe or for some reason it could be intimidation, it could be health, it could be whatever reason it is. Voting from home is a great way to get more people interested in the electoral process. Obviously, with the challenges with the Postal Service and some other things that people are saying out in the media, that it's going to be fraudulent and all this other stuff, there are policies in place to protect the vote. Is there going to be somebody somewhere trying to do something fraudulent? Probably, but 99 out of 100% of the people here are going to be doing the right thing for the right reason. And when you do a mail-in ballot, and whether you're worried about it's going to get in late or not, the thing is that these laws are changing pretty quickly. So you might say, do this today, and then tomorrow something new comes out and we have to change it to get that information out. I think one of the biggest things we could do is, if you want to do a mail-in ballot, you could either do it through mail, or you could have a drop box location near you, or you could actually bring that mail-in ballot to the polls and hand it over to the polls to be counted. There are the three things I think we need to do to make sure that those people know that they're mailed. We had some issues last election where they felt they mailed it in and didn't get in time, and they got a notice that it wasn't counted. That's something we don't want to happen this election. We want to make sure if you're going to mail it in, first of all, you mail it in early. Don't wait till the last day to mail it in. If you are going to wait for the last day, be able for those folks to be able to bring it to the polls with them. This is my vote. Boom, check it off. Because if you requested a mail-in ballot, they're going to see that at the polls, and they're going to say, well, you can't vote, or you have to do a provisional ballot. So they should be able to accept your mail-in ballot as a vote. And then people will feel a lot more comfortable knowing their vote was counted. And then the people who want to go to the polls and vote on their own, that should also be an option. So, you know, I believe that we as a state and as a city have to push in, obviously, for people to, however you feel comfortable voting on, vote. If you want to do that mail-in ballot, we got to make sure that mail-in ballot is out early. We got to make sure everybody has an opportunity to apply for this mail-in ballot. And then we have to make sure that if that mail-in ballot, if they feel it's going to be late because of maybe the timing that they got it, they should be able to bring it to the polls to have their ballot counted.
And for those people who they've decided that they have their mail-in ballot, but they'd rather go to the polls on election day, they bring their ballot with them and they vote on the machine, or do they vote by?
You could do it either way. You could either vote by having that ballot, checking it off and leaving, or you could cancel your ballot in front of the people at the polls, either rip it up, cancel it, it's marked down, and then you vote on the machine. The problem that has to be documented though. So, I mean, it could be a challenge when you're going to count the votes, because when you go count the votes, you have to make sure that those people who applied for the ballot, they had to cancel that, and that you have the canceled ballot. So in case there is ever an audit of that election or a recall of that election, that ballot that was canceled, you have the canceled ballot and it wasn't counted. Right. So that's very important, because the more options you give people, the more opportunities there are to have discussions. And then you have people who lose the election for whatever reason, saying the election was not fair. So, you know, we have to make sure the proper guidelines are put in place and make sure there's proper protections in there. But we also, it's more important to make sure that everybody has the right to vote and that each one of their votes are counted in the election.
Mm-hmm.